So, starting from the very basics, let's create a new file. Whoops, still in QuickTime. File and new. And if you're opening Photoshop for the first time, you're probably going to be greeted by this view or something similar. So what you're going to want to set the size settings to is pixels, and you're going to want it to be a kind of, if you wanted to just deal with like very basic sprites and placeholder stuff, I tend to find that sticking to a small and kind of uniform size is good. So setting it to 32 by 32 usually does the trick. And set the resolution to 72 or something like that. Working in powers of 2 is a good way to keep track of everything size-wise in relation to each other. So to zoom in on this pretty tiny document, you're going to want to use Control and plus to zoom in, or Control and 0, which will match it to the size of this, of the workspace that you've got. So there's a couple of tweaks that we can do to the workspace. Let me just match that. There's a couple of tweaks that we can do to the workspace to make it a little bit better for what is essentially going to be pixel art. The first one, as you can probably tell when I try and colour in, the whole screen gets filled in. That is because my brush is ridiculously oversized, and it's set to the brush, which causes a variety of problems. So I'm going to go to the pencil tool here, and the way I access that is I hold down on the brush tool and switch to pencil. And now, if I just colour in it now, it's set to a nice size brush to work with the space. I'm going to set it to black and white by clicking on this little button here, the default colors button. Now what I'm going to do in this space is I'm going to create like a basic character for me to use in game, so I'm going to do like a little character, and I find the best way to flesh out a character is to just use basic shapes to get started with. So yeah, let's go with that. The three main kind of tools that you're going to want to use are black and white. So you can see down here I'm pressing X, and that's switching between those two colors. And then there's the scale tool, which you can use the square brackets to increase and decrease the size of your brush. So yeah, if I just get a quick initial shape, I can then shrink the size of that brush to add some features like legs and arms. Whoa. I'd like a little head on top. Now you may see here that my brush isn't exactly matching the shape of the one I've got selected. That's because I'm using a tablet which is pressure sensitive, so it means you can kind of tweak things a little bit easier. So I'm gonna now switch to the white brush, and I'm gonna kind of add some detail to the character. Just bring these hands down a little bit more. Give him a nose. I don't know. And some clumpy little feet. Okay. So some quick hotkeys that are good to know. Maybe a little bit late now, but Control and Z will undo the last action you did. But if you keep pressing that, all it's going to do is keep redoing and undoing the last thing you did. What you want to do is hold down Alt at the same time, so that'll be Control, Alt, and Z, and that'll allow you to keep undoing. And that'll allow you to kind of, if you've made like a major mistake, you can go back and fix it. So I'm kind of happy with this shape, more or less. Whoops, I'm just going to fix his arm up a little bit because I don't like the distance there. But it's all just little tweaks. But yeah, this character's pretty much done and I'm happy with him. I'll explain that tool in a second. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some colour to him.